While bookstores may not be on your list of trendy local attractions when exploring Los Angeles, there are a number of bookstores that are iconic LA literary institutions that may be of interest in visiting. Los Angeles has plenty of options with a number of independent bookstores across the city, offering art books, travel guides, political novels, and children's stories. What follows is a list of some of the best of the city's independent new and used booksellers in Los Angeles. Quirky, bookish hangouts that can inspire you to visit and purchase a great read from one of these literary institutions. Book Soup was established in 1975 by two UCLA grad students. Book Soup has been a landmark on the Sunset Strip since 1980. It's been a center for book nerds for decades. Writers, artists, musicians, celebrities, and readers have all walked its galleries and bookshelves. With over 60,000 titles specializing in art, film, photography, music, and literary fiction, with big-name book signings. Book Soup is a must-stop destination for savvy travelers, with a carefully curated collection of titles. The staff picks and recommendations deliver a great selection. Over the years, it has hosted events of literary greats including Gore Vidal, Edward Albee, and Tom Stoppard.
So without further ado, here's Jimmy.
Readings and other events makes Book Soup a hub for local writers and visitors alike. Check the shop's calendar to find out who will be stopping by for the next signing. Most of these bookstores have a decidedly hip indie vibe. The most successful do more than sell novels, nonfiction, or children's books. These independent bookstores frequently host guest readings, book clubs with lively discussions, and support local artists by displaying their books in their stores. This being Los Angeles, there has to be a bookstore focused on Hollywood. A mecca for film aficionados, Larry Edmund's bookshop on Hollywood Boulevard has been meeting the needs of those looking to take a deep dive into the entertainment business in Tinseltown for decades. It is the last of the many bookstores that once lined Hollywood Boulevard. Considered one of the best movie bookstores in the world, Larry Edmund stocked more than 20,000 books, 6,000 original posters, and more than 500,000 photographs, specializing in film, television, and theater. Larry Edmunds opened his bookshop in 1938. His shop catered to Hollywood executives, screenwriters, and directors on the look for new material for studio development. Patrons included King Vidor, William Faulkner, and Henry Miller. The store eventually focused on entertainment-related books and magazines, adding movie-related scripts, posters, and photographs over the years, becoming the go-to source for the motion picture industry. The idea of a film-related bookstore was popular. Becoming the source of every film-related book's release, dozens of movie industry luminaries have been drawn to the bookstore, including David Lean, Orson Welles, Spike Lee, Ray Bradbury, and dozens more. This little bookstore has been featured in motion pictures and television shows, including Melrose Place, Beverly Hills 90210, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Larry Edmund's bookstore continues the tradition of stocking obscure film books and motion picture-related merchandise. In-store events include author signings and lectures at the store by respected writers and filmmakers. Larry Edmund's bookshop supports the cinema community with book signings at historic theaters and film festivals as well. It's a cultural institution and a part of Hollywood history. Home to horror, Dark Delicacies caters to the horror lover, young and old, hosting book signings every week with horror-themed events throughout the year. Welcome to the macabre. The shop is pretty much a one-stop shop for anything horror, from books to toys to music, all designed to engulf you in darkness.
I'm the owner of Dark Delicacies in Southern California, in Burbank, California. We've been here 30 years. We opened in 1994, December of 1994, and have been here ever since. We opened it with our own collection, paid some first and last in security, and But we did have the common sense to know that if we only carried books, we would die. Because we were specialized, at the time we opened, we were the only all-horror book and gift store in the United States.
Organized and well stocked with loads of books and other horror-inspired merchandise, author events, director DVD signings, coffee bars, reading groups, lectures, and merchandise like mugs, t-shirts, collectible gifts, and other tchotchkes.
And we had started having signing events. The first person who ever signed for us was Sarah Karloff. We started something not intending it as a community that developed into a community because of the community, because of the people who signed were so generous with their time and so cool with people because they didn't feel like they were at a convention.
Mystery Pier's Books. West Hollywood's famed Mystery Pier Books specializes in poetry and prose of classic literature that they sell. This specialized bookstore is not where you find the latest cheap used books for sale. Their specialty is rare editions and signed copies of classic works of literature. Mystery Pier Books and its collectible literature is known as one of the best first edition bookshops in the United States. This internationally renowned bookshop features and sells exclusively first edition of collectible literature. Their commitment to collecting and preserving books has made this a bibliophile's mecca. In the small living room-sized bookshop, wooden shelves and glass cases are filled with hundreds of first editions, along with signed copies of such classics as In Cold Blood, signed by Truman Capote, or Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, signed by Hunter S. Thompson. Whether or not you can afford one of their special limited editions, it's worth strolling through, if only to admire the selections of the classics, true crime, famous screenplays, and much, much more. Hennessey and Ingalls is a must-stop. This art and architecture bookstore is filled with books exploring artists and art concepts. Founded by Reginald Hennessey 60 years ago, this family-owned shop is the largest art, architecture, and design bookstore in the western United States. This is where motion picture art directors shop for in-depth selections of books on art, art history, architecture, photography, interior design, graphic design, and landscaping. The family originally opened the bookstore in Santa Monica before moving to the Arts District downtown in 2016. The 5,000 square foot shop is the company's only store and is filled with artsy, eclectic literature with dozens of hard-to-find titles. While it can seem at times to be difficult to find a special gift for many people, everyone appreciates a good book. Coffee table books are big, beautiful, and heavy, a cultural package of style and substance. If you're looking for visual inspiration in the arts, this is the place to go. Their collection of magazines is much wider than you might ever see, with stylish international magazines that you can proudly display on your coffee table. If you're in the downtown art district, stop by and see what's new, or if you're looking for something special, Hennessey and Ingalls is a destination for art lovers around Southern California.